Hey guys, welcome to today's kidney update. I can't tell you how hard it is for me to start these. The camera's been rolling for a minute and a half, and I just have straight nerves. But welcome to kidney transplant vlog episode 14. And today we have some actual kidney updates for you. And if you don't know me, I'm John, and this is my lovely wife / reigning, defending, undisputed caretaker of the week wife, Nicole Berry.
Not really defending. Nobody else.
You're defending. I had care this week on Monday.
What was your care?
In my appointment. And she was pretty nice. Anyways, so in today's episode, we're going to give you an update regarding my kidney function. We're going to give you an update. We got a little information regarding the donor family. We had our kids this weekend, which was awesome. We'll give you a little update. And also, today I ran 2 miles, Kidney John's new record, is 2 miles. It was slow and slightly horrible, but I finished and I got it done. I will put my time right here, somewhere around 14.5-minute mile, but still going for it. All right, so as far as the weekend, my mom brought the kids by.
And David.
Brought the kids by. So we got them for the weekends and Eleanor's birthday. Why don't you go ahead and tell them a little bit about that?
They came on Thursday. They came on Thursday. We hung out all day Friday and Saturday, and they went home Sunday. No, it was good.
I'll make her give you more than that.
We just kind of like chilled, hung out, like
chilling.
Nana and David went and exercised, and we just like watched shows with the kids in our little hotel room. Oliver fell asleep with John, which was kind of cute.
Nap time was
great. They took a nap together.
I woke up to him doing this.
Yeah, he's a loud snorer, Oliver is.
He's so little, you wouldn't think he could do that.
Yeah, but he can. He's like his dad. But it was good just to not have like a crazy agenda, but just kind of hang out and like just be together, because we haven't been together for
3.5
weeks or 20 days. So it was really nice to just cuddle and watch something and play and talk and chat and see how they're doing in life.
And the best part, which she's leaving out obviously so I can tell you about it, is each night I took the kids out scorpion hunting.
You did it, I did it. So
the first night we all went as a group, and we found 1 scorpion.
No, with 3 little ones.
No, it was 1. With them, we just had 1. Here's a picture of it. It was a little bitty guy.
3 was when we went to test the lights.
And then, once I found out there were scorpions here, I went ahead and started searching for blacklight flashlights, because I know that they glow in the dark when you use those, and they're easier to find. So Nicole and I went out and found a couple the night before to see if my theory was true. So we found this scorpion. He was a little guy. And then the next day was Eleanor's birthday, so I took her out for a very special, once-in-a-lifetime. I turned 8 today, and I'm going scorpion hunting with my father. Scorpion hunt. And we found this one, which was a much bigger one. It was pretty cool. And then the next day I went out with each kid individually, just having some single kind of one-on-one time, and we found 0 scorpions. But we all had great times. Eleanor decided, since we went the day before, can we just hang out at the fire pit and chat? And I was like, hey, sure. So we just hung out at the fire pit, we made hot chocolate, and we just chatted, and it was awesome. So overall, I think the kids coming was a huge success. It was an awesome boost for our morale, just kind of a pick-me-up, like we're halfway there. We're already exhausted and bored and all these things, overwhelmed and all these things, and then it just kind of elevated us back up to here, I think, the last 3-ish weeks. So that was awesome. Yeah?
Yeah, it was great. I hadn't seen John out of bed and moving around that much the whole time since recovery, so it's good. No, he had run, but then he just laid down the rest of the time, and then lay down days after. So it was the first time he was like up and out of bed for a long time, and then I think they wore him out, but he had fun.
No way. I'm never worn out. Worn out is a state of mind, and my state of mind is never there.
Okay.
Take that to the bank. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, a kidney update. Can I get a drum roll?
I don't play the drums anymore.
Louder! Drum roll!
I'm not good at sound
I need you to drum roll wherever you're at right now. Building up the anticipation.
I'm not gonna be on these anymore. I'm gonna get good job.
Oh man. Okay, so kidney function update. I believe I watched it yesterday to make sure. The last update we had for you was I'll just give you my GFR, which is a glomerular filtration rate, which is a mathematical problem they do when they use your age and your creatinine level, and that gives you your GFR. And that's really the most straightforward one, I think, to look at.
Basically just your function.
It's the function of the kidney.
How much percentage is it working?
Yeah. So I think last time we left you, I was in the 20s, right? 29 or something? 28?
You said 35 at one point, no?
I don't know. I think I was in the 20s last time. So as of yesterday, my function has gone from the 20s and is now at 48. So you can kind of think of it as percentages. My kidney's functioning at 48%. It was originally at 14% and now it's at 48%. So I'm technically still an F, but a way higher F. Way closer
like
to a D.
stage 3 failure.
Yeah,
like
so
he went from end stage renal failure to now he's in stage 3.
Yeah, so
moved up a bunch of stages.
Right, so I've moved up
2 stages.
2 stages, which is huge. So last week on Monday, my labs came back. My GFR was 49. And then Wednesday, my GFR came back and it was also 49. So 48 is a little decrease, but I think there's some just variation within that.
It's because we went up on one of your meds, so they took him down.
Yeah, it's possibly due to some of the meds. So they're adjusting my meds to see if we can kind of keep getting that higher and getting better and better function out of it. But they also said there's a possibility that this could kind of be my benchmark of where it could get.
Could be your
Right.
benchmark, yeah. The meds, I feel like they adjust every 2 or 3 days. That's why we're out here, and that's why they run labs so frequently, is they're trying to figure out what his med dosage is going to be when we go home, because then we will only be going to the lab and seeing a provider once a month, I think, right? Or maybe more frequently at the beginning, but then he'll get down to once a month, and then after I think a year after kidney transplant, then we're going every 3 months. So it's potentially going to continue to change every time we do labs.
Right. And I know it's easy to probably look at these numbers and, like I kind of said earlier, which maybe I shouldn't have, was I'm still an F if we're working at percentages. But I think the better way to look at it is that it's almost 4 times better and more efficient than it was previous to doing this transplant. So that is a huge deal. That means I got almost 4 times cleaner blood running through my body, helping it work better, be more efficient, and things like that. So overall, this is great news. Great news. Don't get me wrong, I'm still trying to get in the 80s. I don't know if it's possible. I know God could do it if he wanted to. I just don't know if he wants to. So I'll pray for that. So
his creatinine is below 2. Anything below 2, they're excited about.
Right.
And so they're not concerned. They're not overly concerned. They're
Right.
watching the numbers. They watch his white blood cell counts. They watch his magnesium and potassium,
all the
and
things.
phosphates and all that stuff. So they watch everything, and they're happy.
Right. Yeah, so as far as the doctors are concerned, everything's looking good, kidney-wise. So, hey.
Yeah, that's good. It's
Thank you,
exciting.
Mayo. Thank you, donor and donor family. Speaking of the donor family, in an appointment this week with a social worker, they also have us seeing social workers, just to make sure everything's good and we're not having mental breakdowns and things, because it's kind of a lot, But we had a meeting with our social worker here in the Mayo Clinic, and she gave me basically a piece of paper that said, hey, here is how you contact your donor family. And I I kind of have mixed feelings with all of that. You know, it's like, man, do I reach out, and does that increase their pain from their loss, you know, or is that something that's going to bring some relief? That's kind of the battle that's been going on in my head. But she explained the process of how it works, and I was like, okay, for sure. So I can write them a letter, and it's kind of very specific what I can and cannot write in the letter. And I'll write the letter, and I'll turn it into the Mayo Clinic here, and they'll read over it, and if there's anything that shouldn't be in there, they'll redact it. And if you don't know what that is, that's like see government documents where they have Sharpies over all the stuff you want to know and you can't see it. It's basically that. And they'll redact the things that I can't communicate to them yet. And then they'll send it to a third party. I can't remember what they're called.
It's like a donor. It's like all organ donations,
Yeah.
not just kidney, but it's like a donor hub type thing.
Yeah, so they send it to a third party who specifically deals with donee communications, and they reach out. So they get the letter, and they reach out to the donor family, and they say, hey, we got a letter from someone who received an organ from your family member. Do you want to see it or not? And they can say yes or no. And so that process in my head gave me the green light to go ahead, and I'm gonna write the letter. It's Tuesday. I'll write it this week, and I'll turn it in on Monday. That way I know they have the option to see it or not see it. You know, they don't have to know what it says or who's in it or anything. They just know that there is this letter, and they can say no, they don't want it if they don't want it, which is, hey, I'm okay with that. Or, you know, they can say yes, please, and they can get the letter and read it, and they can respond, and they respond the same way through that third party donation or donor communication company. I don't know what they are. I'll get a name for you at some point. And then they reach out to me and say, hey, we have a letter from the donor family. Do you want to receive it or do you not? And I have the option to say yes or no. And, you know, I'll say yes for sure. And then after that, I think I can write another letter where I can
Include contact.
Yeah, I can include personal contact information, and I don't think they'll redact anything. And that'll go to the third party, and they'll say, hey, we got another letter. Do you want it, yes or no? If they accept it, after that, we can choose to communicate with one another directly, and that third party can kind of be done. So my prayer is that I can connect with this family, so I can thank them personally, so I can tell them that all of you have been praying for them, even before all this happened, and really just try to be some sort of comfort in their life, you know, and hopefully they can kind of get to know me a little bit. You know, they can watch some of these vlogs and see kind of who got the transplant, a little bit about me and my family. So that's my prayer. So if you guys can join me in that prayer that we can eventually connect with that donor family, that would be, I would be so grateful for that. That'd be great. On a sad note, as we have been here, I have been losing a little bit of weight, not a ton of weight, but losing a little bit of weight. Nothing to be concerned about, but because of that, my wedding ring has fallen off and is missing. And I'm so sad about that.
We'll get you a new one.
I think it's like my third one. This one was just silicone. It cost like $10, I think, or $12. So I'm not.
It's one of those like Qualo rings.
Right. So I'm not that worried about it, but it's a little sad because I literally never take it off, and somehow it's gone.
Probably like mine's fallen off a few times while washing my hands, so it happens.
Yeah, we did have a plumbing issue in our hotel room.
This
So
morning,
I'm wondering if I need to take apart the sink and if the issue was my ring is down there.
They fixed it. They didn't say anything was in there, so.
I don't think I took it apart. I just tightened it. So I might look in the sink. We'll see, in the drain.
Should have asked while he was there.
Right. And one more bit of health update in a way that you can be praying for me. And it's like a bit of a plot twist, for me. So one of the doctors, I don't know, maybe a week after transplant, was doing kind of a routine checkup and had a stethoscope hearing me breathe, making sure I don't have pneumonia, hearing my heartbeat, making sure, you know, it's beating correctly, or just in general probably. And he noticed I had like a heart murmur, and so he ordered a, what are they called again?
Echocardiogram.
Smart one. He ordered an echocardiogram, which is essentially an ultrasound of my heart, just to look at it, see if there's anything to be concerned about. And so as I'm doing the echocardiogram, you know, fortunately we have 3 kids that were in the womb, so I've seen a ton of these.
He's good at reading ultrasounds.
Yeah.
I never understand
What she's
where
looking
things
at.
are. Like, I can never get it, but he can get them pretty easily.
So I've seen a ton of ultrasounds, and I'm pretty good at identifying things. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing something that looks a little strange to me. And so I say to the ultrasound tech, I said, hey, I know you can't tell me anything, because she's not allowed to diagnose or anything. She basically does the ultrasound and sends it off to the doctor, and they can interpret it. So I said, I know you're not allowed to say anything, but that right there that I'm looking at does not look like it belongs in my heart. And I was like, you don't have to say anything, it's fine. I just felt like I needed to verbalize that. And so she kind of went, and there's a little awkward pause, and
What an awkward job to be like.
yeah, I kind of made it awkward on accident, but I just was, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So she says, oh, have you noticed I've been looking at that a little bit? I was like, yeah, I saw that right away. And then she said, she got real cryptic and said, well, I'm not saying that I don't agree with you, but I'm going to talk to a doctor before I let you leave. I was like, okay, so essentially confirming my suspicions. And what it looked like is something, there's like a buildup or a growth on one of the valves in my heart. So it kind of, if the valves are kind of doing this, there was like a buildup, like a little circle buildup on this side. So there's something in my heart that is not supposed to be my heart. So that is one of 2 things. That is one, I'm 50% sure of this, is just the Holy Spirit, because he's in my heart.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
What do you think?
Corny.
Maybe.
Corny.
Maybe we found him. They're saying, so it's possibly a calcium buildup, which is pretty common. Calcium buildups in general are common in renal patients, which are kidney patients. So it possibly be something like that. We're working on getting an appointment with a cardiologist while we're here to check that out further. And
If they can't get us to see one, have them look at it and confirm that it's okay.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, when we get back home, I'll have my doctors get me to a cardiologist to see what's going on there. So that was a little bit of a curveball for us.
The doctors weren't overly concerned. They said efficiency is not affected.
It's not currently affecting the efficiency of my heart. And so that's, in one sense, that is relieving, you know? In another sense, I wonder how close it is to affecting the efficiency of my heart, because I had an echocardiogram last November and they did not see that. So that tells me it's somewhat new from a year ago. And I don't know how quickly it's building and at what point it will start affecting kind of the efficiency of my heart.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, just like everything, we don't know a ton. And I debated talking about it till I knew more, but then I thought, hey man, people could just, while they're spending their time praying for this kidney thing, they could just throw in that little heart thing, and that would be awesome. I don't think we're too worried about it.
I mean, there's no point in worrying until we know what to worry about, and even then, there's not much we can do about it.
Right, yeah. What does the Bible say? Be anxious for nothing, but pray. So we'll pray, and we'll not worry about it. The biggest concern for me regarding the heart is most males in my family have died, and on my dad's side, have passed away from heart attacks. at a pretty young age. My grandfather's 59, my dad was 62. So I mean, I got time on that, but in general, it's good to get the heart looked at now. But like I said, I went running today, ran 2 miles, and we're staying active. And the best thing I think I can do is stay active until they tell me to stop being active. So that is our update for today. Hope we didn't end on too much of a downer note. If we did, I need you to look behind us. There's cactus, because we're in Arizona still. And there's cactus everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe cacti. Is it cactuses or cacti? Please tell me in the comments.
I think the cactus is the plural and cacti is the single.
No. I don't know.
Octopi?
Maybe they'll tell us. Octopi is 2.
Oh.
It's not octopuses. That's awkward.
I'm thinking of Brian Regan's comedy.
Got it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Reach out if you have any questions, comments, concerns. If you're bored and want to chat, we'll chat. Let's do
We
it.
have plenty of chatting time.
Yep. So, yeah. Anyways, have an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and go bless somebody's life right now. Turn off your computer or put your phone down. Go bless somebody. Bye. Yeah, I don't know. Anything to say on that?
No, we covered it all.
Covered it all. Covered it all.